Oh, just put a little bit of laser disc on. I mean, all this 4K HD rubbish. Load of garbage. More things change, the more they stay the same. It's good to have all, you know, having laser disc is like having 70mm in the home because it's a bigger format disc. Well, it's actually almost like the, well, yeah, I suppose maybe it's the size of 35mm. Almost the size of the can, that is. The can, you know, the can. It's almost about the size of the can. It's amazing, you know. Put one, it's like 3 reels on each side of the, you know. It's got 60 minutes. It's like 3 reels. 3 reels? Is it 3 reels? No, hang on. No, each reel's 20 minutes, isn't it? 20, 40, 50. Yeah, it's a long time since I've done projection. Oh dear. 20, 40, 50. Yeah, 3 reels. Yeah, three reels per CLV, not CAV. Otherwise, that'd be like 2 reels of film with the next part of the half or whatever on the other disc side. Yeah, because usually they're about 20. Usually, commonly, the reels will be about 20-minute long. When you're making it up and putting it together, and you put it on a cake platter, and it's all there like one continuous. Oh yeah, you can whiz through this on laserdisc. Oh. Unmute. That's just on the surrounds and LFE. How's it look on the quite a bit on the left, on the right surround. Oh, then a little bit over on the. Oh, and then the bit of the LFE. LFE. Just mute it. Let's play it again. How much bass range? Pretty satisfactory on the JBL 8333 Mark II. Oh yeah, satisfactory because how it's tuned up. And they're going through a Crown amplifier, multi-surround array. They're going through a Crown CTS 8200, which is the oh yeah, just play that now a little bit. The level indicators there are only a trifle what they show, but the levels should be somewhere within I think minus oh gosh, forgot, just under minus 20, which is okay. It's okay, and that's partly the surrounds are going through there as well. Left surround, right surround, that one can't be used because I'm using 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's the left surround, here, here, and here. This is the right surround, here, here, and there. And then that outputs then down to the, so I'll give a little extra, you know, make sure the levels are okay. Put a different EQ over the if I want to go on there, over here. It's not used at the moment, but I could put an additional EQ filter on there and overall bring the level up a little bit brighter on the left and right surround. That one there, number one, will be the surround that's a bit more forward in the room, and that'll be in the middle, and that'll be towards the back of the side wall, front, over that side, and then middle, and then towards the do like to put another one in, but you know, you should be able to do all that through a crown, but then there's only so much. I realised there's only so much that can do and can't do. But that was cheap as chips. I couldn't believe the price on that. Flipping that. That was like, that was about the price of one of these. And we know what these sell for. Yeah. But that's discontinued. That's the problem. But it's okay. It's okay. It's been. Oops, sorry, Sooty. Meow. Wow. It's still a learning curve. So I've got headroom. I can take a little bit more level up. I can increase the amplifier gain output, and that'll be quite sufficient. Now, power rating, headroom as well. Going to the side surround array. Whereas I was using the Behringer here and here, they're not turned on. I've still got my centre middle back surround. If I want to use it. There's another crown there, but I haven't bothered putting that one in the rack yet. Went to a lot of effort to make a bit of rack space. I had to move the THX out from the rack. I had to move everything up. I had to shift everything up, so it took a couple of hours. Took a couple of hours just to move everything, shift it all up. So I can just get one more crown in, and that'll power the. I'll use that to do the overhead surrounds, height 1, height 1, height 2, and height 3. There'll be individual the EQs on there, so I can adjust. Get the frequency response as good as can be. It doesn't EQ the room. You're only adjusting, you know, the of the tonal balance of the speaker, because it might have a certain frequency curvature and it might be a bit unacceptable and it needs to be adjusted. And that's what the EQ is for. That's what EQ is for. When a mix is done, and if it's okay on an okay speaker and all that, it might, depending on, it might still sound a bit toppy, a bit too, you know. And you got to look at that on an analyzer, and it's, oh yeah, I can see the frequency response. Okay, I'll just put a filter in here and then it's like, oh, that's better. Because you can still hear everything, right? Especially high frequencies, you know. Low frequencies you don't hear very, you know, you got to have them, you know. Our ears are not sensitive. In the range, well, 125 hertz there, you know, that's pretty audible. And then you get up to 8 kilohertz and above, well, that's when it gets a little bit, you know, faint. You know, microphone can see it, but your ear might not pick it up, receive it clearly. My cats would hear it. They don't tell me, but they will definitely hear it, because they got way more octave on the high end than we have. I think they got a little bit more octave edge, just a little bit more than a dog. So a dog and a cat, is all you're going to be entertaining in your home with your especially those audiophile nuts that spend how much on a pair of speakers? How much? Really? What a piece of garbage. You can just go and buy some JBL used cinema speakers, for Christ's sakes. They'll put those audiophile speakers in their place. Pun intended. Pun absolutely intended. Because I think ridiculous how much you buy these ugly bloody speakers that look repulsive, and they're stuck in front of a projection screen. Yuck. Just buy some butt ugly common PA speakers, stick them behind the screen, and I'll tell you, you definitely want to be buried with them. I can tell, rest assured. JBL 4675A's classic. If I only had the bigger room. But JBL 47s, wow. I've heard those in a 500 or 400 seat cinema back in the 80s. Pretty good. Yeah. So what the fuck am I doing in here? I can't remember why I was coming in here. I know I was playing I can't remember, because I have problems with dementia sometimes, and it's just, I think, getting a little bit worse. I can't remember what. I know you boys are being fed. Tell me, you're being fed. They just want to follow me because they are beautiful. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a retuning up or something. I was looking at this video, something called M noise, something Maya. I don't know, it's mostly Maya sound audio that are promoting it or whatever. It's just a simple thing with a microphone up there and an analyzer box, blah blah blah. Put pink noise out, a certain specific pink noise. Check in with movie soundtrack, music, whatever, blah blah blah. Maybe check with other pink noise, I suppose, until you get a what they claim to get a better reference accuracy, blah blah. I thought I could already do that with what I presently got. I've got a THX sound system in the kitchen, THX crossover monitor, and I could put the microphone up at the speaker, very close-ish, get the gain level set up, use two windows open on true RTA, so I can monitor the sound on left channel and right channel independently, and then that'll go through to the computer. I haven't got it set up at the moment because it'll take me about 20 minutes or so to set up. I could do that in another video. Now go from the THX monitor, and then that's my THX monitor lead. I would stick another lead in there, and then use some alligator clips, connect them onto the phono jack, and then I can monitor the direct amplifier output that's going to the speaker, whether it be the bass, the LFE, either the sub bass, the blob, whatever, doesn't matter which, HF horns, and then I can compare the actual frequency amplifier signal going into that specific speaker, and I can match it, and then I can see the frequency roll off on the bass driver and think, okay, because the microphone's so close up, And if I had a second microphone near the bass port, it's going to pick up the other part of the rest of the frequency response. If I had the single microphone and just moved it back a little bit further, it's going to pick up the overall, but it's going to have a certain shape to it. I would look at my direct frequency response, and it's going to be perfect. You know, you just can't touch this. You can't touch this, you know. But then when you apply the EQ filters, blah, 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 and I'm looking at the direct, it's starting to then alter. But then that's okay, because most of those frequencies I'm going to hear easy. If I put some closed headphones on, wear some closed headphones, I'm going to hear with a hearing test. I use a specific one. I forgot what it's called, and it would give you a graph of, okay, my frequency range is starting there, and it's like that sort of thing, particularly up on the high frequencies, because usually the high frequencies don't come very clearly through on a computer. There's some sort of audio breakup, audio artifact, and then you can hear a noise when you specifically click off on the, say, 16,000 kilohertz. You can hear a little tapping sound, sort of noise artifact. Not very pure. I suppose if I wanted there to go pure or whatever, blah blah, maybe it's the computer, it's not set up to a higher bit rate, or, you know, I haven't set, the computer's pretty good. But then if push comes to shove, I'll just get myself a proper sound generator to generate those tones without artifacts. But then playing it through the system without playing it through the computer sort of thing, to hear the high frequencies above, say, 8 kilohertz, you know, because you go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know, whoop, whoop, whoop. Those frequencies become so distant sounding because of our hearing rolls off, usually around 16 or something, it rolls off. But then if you get subjected to very loud sound pressures, mechanical, doesn't matter what, blowing shit up, playing stupid movies and stupid music, that's just going to, you know, over the course of time, you know, it's just going to take its toll, and you end up with tinnitus. And then the tinnitus, which I got, is a kind of sound like that, at a very narrow frequency range. Kind of like when you use the REM, the third octave, and you use the, say, play 8 kilohertz or 10 kilohertz or whatever, it sounds kind of similar-ish. Oh, that's the master alarm, isn't it? On the split surround. Wow. Let's play that again. Good shape over here. Dun-dun-dun. The music. Music's mostly playing over the screen channel. You get the sound effects in the surrounds. Get your helmet on, Ken. Uh-oh. You got the music playing. A bit of the music. I think it's starting to fade in the surround on the music track. Yeah, a little bit of the music then starts to pull back into the surrounds. Yeah, what was I thinking? Yeah, add it. That's what. Oh, now I remember. I was thinking of applying just a little bit more top end on my on the surrounds. I spent a bit of testing going over, looked at the frequency response, and then I thought, okay, I'll play this scene on Star Trek to Wrath of Khan over and over and over and over again, whilst looking at the where shooting the Reliant with phasers and things blowing up, and then going on to the Reliant's engineering room. This is just when the Enterprise had just put the Reliant out of commission, okay, and then firing its phaser into the warp engine and it energizing with so much too much overload and breaking apart. Wow, that's brilliant. You don't get a Star Trek movie like that. You don't get that with Jar Jar Abrams crap. That bloody Star Trek Into Darkness abomination garbage. Oh yeah, and I was looking at the levels, like boom, and then you see a bit of the engineering room, and I was checking the SPL level, because the SPL, the readings between I was checking center stage and surrounds, and there should only be a tiny dB tolerance. The surrounds shouldn't be overpowering too much. There should be within a very tight tolerance, but it's getting all the frequencies smoothened out and spot on, and then checking it with the SPL meter. If I started looking at it with the frequency analyzer, oh bloody hell, I'd think, fucking hell, I want to make too much change here or too much change there. Maybe I could, because I could, if I could bring up the other computer monitor, I could then look at the on the RTA, providing I can, because if I switch from over here to there, or rather it's on there actually, if I switch over to auxiliary, I'm on the computer, would be on auxiliary number 2. The computer would be up there. I've got a switcher up here. If I switch that, and then that will go off, and then it will go over to there, but I won't be actually connected to the I wouldn't be able to use the sound generator. I don't know why. I can't figure out why. I have to figure out why. It might be a simple thing of re-networking the AVR configuring. But I'll probably still have to. And then everything else changes. The screen goes a little bit small because it's on a bigger screen, and it knows that I'm switching from that size to a smaller size, and then everything gets small, and it's very hard to focus. But if I wanted to double check, because ideally the frequency response, say if something's happening on the center channel and on the surround channel, right, you're just monitoring the two things, yeah, the center channel and the surround, split surround or mono surround, Dolby Stereo 424 matrix. You should only see a very small dB difference in, normally. And then, wow, look at that color. Guess what? That actually sounded overhead. You know why? Because how my surrounds are placed. Actually, if I should have more surrounds, a little bit lower down, so I can switch different configurations, because that's a little bit too high up. And where my height surrounds are, the overhead surrounds, I can still detect the overhead, but and besides, Dolby Atmos is garbage, please. Dolby Atmos is a load of garbage. Anyway, I'll rant in another video. I'll load this up. Yeah, talk about a black cat.
Mirror under the lunar module ladder, it didn't seem to be a problem.
Problem.
Scientific experiments regarding that very phenomenon. Yes. Well, I had a black cat walk over a broken mirror under the lunar module ladder. It didn't seem to be a problem. Doing some scientific experiment. Scientific experiments. Scientific experiments. Scientific experiments.
You can't do that on 4K now, can you?
Doing some scientific experiments
So,
regarding that very phenomenon.
yeah. Sorry to butthurt 4K lovers that like that garbage disc format and sold your laserdisc and your VHS. I pity you. At least I'm geared up to play all formats except Betamax. I like to try Betamax out actually, but they don't have many movies that are letterbox on Betamax, do they? So I'll give that a pass. Besides, Betamax is like HDVD, dead bloody media format. The only thing HDVD can play is anything but Warner Brother discs.
Walk over a broken mirror under the lunar module ladder. It didn't seem to be a problem. And we're also considering a real helpful letter we got from a fellow who said we ought to take a pig up with us for good luck. Also consider a real helpful letter we got from a fellow who said we ought to take a pig up with us for good luck. With us for good luck. Pig up with us for good luck. Pig up with us for good luck. Walk over a broken mirror under the... Only $100. It's a Friday, Phil. I believe it's a Friday, Phil. Apollo? April 13th. On April 13th. On April 13th. Ken Mattingly here has been doing some scientific experiments regarding that very phenomenon. Yes, well, I
need a little bit more.
Experiments regarding that very.
I need a little bit more oomph in when he puts the helmet down on the table.
Yes, well,
But it is satisfactory.
Yes. Yes, well,
I just remember hearing this movie so many times, listening to this movie so many times on JBL 4675s at a substandard cinema. Well, this is not substandard here, because usually a substandard cinema wouldn't have a black cat. Oh, and another black cat, depending on how you look at him. Isn't it, Sooty? Yeah, I know. He's bicoloured. He's tuxedo. Wouldn't have a THX sound system now, would they? Wouldn't they, boys?